January the 24th, 2025, and this is Trail 679, just west of Frederick. I'm on my way to Blue Bear, where I'll turn around and head back towards Grayling on Trail 79. So I've already been out here about an hour and a half, and we'll be probably about 6 hours tonight. Probably doesn't show on the camera back off the road here and see if I can smooth it off a little bit. Okay. Take my camera here and see if I can make some changes to it. Got to go so slow that the guy behind me may catch up with me because it's still have a lot smoother trail than I've got because I'm smoothing it out for him. But when we get up to the junction of 679 and 79, then he'll go ahead of me. I'll go up Blue Bear, and he will go down 79 towards M72 at Grayling. Then I'll follow him. Be careful you come snowmobiling around here. Don't make sure you stop at these stop signs and don't go running into the gas line here. Those are solid pipes there. Probably do a number on your snow machine. A number on you too. Alright, so we'll get her back out the window again here. run the blade with the wrong hand, so I could shoot with this hand. Try to cut the high spot off here when you go around those corners like that, where the snowmobiles have thrown the snow up. Try to bring that back into the trail and put it back in the low spot that they create as they're throwing off to the high spot there. So normally I'm driving around here and I've got one hand on the front blade, and with my fingers I use to adjust the drag up and down, and then the other hand's doing all the steering. My feet are just sitting here doing nothing. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to holler at them. Oops. Let's see here. I had to switch hands for the camera. So if you guys weren't with me tonight, I'd be listening to the radio. I was listening to it up until until I turned the camera on. I got a fairly strong station in Gaylord that I can pick up throughout most of the route. I turn the wiper on. I've got to look ahead because my headlights don't really cover an awful lot, and I got to watch for hazards in the trail as I go, and of course watch for snowmobiles. I look at my mirror and look out ahead too. So if the snowmobiles are coming at me from the front, they're supposed to get off the trail and allow me to pass. And if they're catching up with me from the rear, then I try to find a spot that's wide enough for them to pass me. Then I stop and let them pass me. Well, this is pretty bumpy right here. Slow her down. Can see that the lights are kind of yellow and they make it look like there's a lot of dirt in the snow, but I think the snow is pretty white right here. When we first started out today on Trail 7, that stretch between Hartwick Pines Road, or M93 it is there, between Hartwick Pines Road and Frederick, is always pretty much a mess, and it's a rough trail, and even though we groom it, unless it has a lot of snow on it, I don't know how much good we can do it, because you can't groom it real deep unless there's a lot of snow. There's rocks underneath of it. It's rough. We can't grade it very well with our equipment. We only have one opportunity to grade that once a year, just before snowmobile season. And usually we do that like in November. Well, after we've done that, then the deer hunting season takes place. So it gets a lot of wheeled vehicle traffic, not to mention the ORVs that are on it all the time. Okay, so here's what I see. Here's what I see in my mirror. So we'll just let these guys go by. They're going to go by on this side. Okay, here we go. just one tractor, you go out and you come back the same trail you groomed. Of course, when we're doing a tandem, you got two tractors going the same way. So, but anyway, so we can't come back up these hills. There's two hills that are just too steep for us to come back up. So we join the trail again right there. And from this point till you get to Manistee River Road, well, yeah, or Cameron Bridge Road, we, I'm sorry, I'm busy here. Till we get to Cameron River Road, that's where we cut off this trail and we're coming back on it and go down to an oil well trail and join back into this trail right there where I stopped for those snowmobiles. Alright, so got a couple sleds up here waiting to watch us go through, I guess. I don't know if you could see them on the camera at all. They were giving me the thumbs up, which I appreciate. Now this is where we want to be really careful. We're coming up to this one-way hill. And if someone's coming up this hill, oops, I got my camera turned around. If someone's coming up this hill, it's very steep and very difficult for them to turn around. Maybe not impossible, but I can't turn around or back up or anything. So they have to. That's because the hill's just all of a sudden going straight down right there. Very steep angle. I don't know what the angle is, but it's pretty steep. Woo. Now, if you're going straight, that's what you'd be looking at out that way. And she's got plenty of whoop-de-doos in her, too. That's the steepest part of it, but it's not over yet. And then there's another one that's not quite as bad. At the beginning of the season, I can tell you the tractor will go back up those hills, but they've had some problems before. And if the tractor stalls going up the hill, in other words, gets stuck, it's be very difficult to back a drag down that hill. You probably have to disconnect it, come up the hill with another tractor, and pull the drag down the hill so the tractor can go up the hill without it. But when the snow is first snow, I did go back up it. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to. And I realized later that it wouldn't be a good idea. Like right now, whether you get up or not, I don't know. You might have to to Manistee River Road here. Hopefully this will be a little smoother there. I'm going to have to do a lot of lifting for driveways and stuff through here, so when we get going up through here, I'll take the camera and put it back on the tripod or something. So if we kept going straight, another 50-60 feet would be on Manistee River Road. I don't know if it shows up on the camera.